These sightings have left witnesses shaken, speechless, and forever changed. If you've ever wondered what really growls in the wilderness after sunset, you're in the right place. Don't forget to subscribe, and let's take a look.
Then, like a week, maybe, or a period of a couple weeks, they had been watching me. I had seen them from a distance. I was down at the dock playing. They were back at the pine tree line. I seen the boy, but the girl came down to the dock. I was in my floaties, feeling stupid, in the water, and I'm not allowed out past the dock. And she walked right out in the water, and we ended up just splashing and playing around in the water. She could swim, and we swam. And after playing in water and whatnot, we started playing tag between the two docks. And I tried, I don't know how many times, I even took my floaties off and tried to beat her to the other dock, and I ended up getting mad and getting up on the dock and crying because I couldn't beat her. And there was nothing I could do. I was like, you can outrun me, you can out jump me, you don't need floaties to be off the dock. And so that was my, pouting.
People to realize that you didn't know these were Sasquatch. You thought they were just some odd kids. And I've heard of stories like this before where kids were playing with what they thought was just like a poor kid. I know that Kat Hansen, she thought this was just some poor, dirty little kid she was playing with, just funny looking, weird, strange kid. And so here you are, a child, and you're playing with these kids, and you notice that they're able to run faster, jump farther, and what have you. And at this point, your parents, your foster parents don't know, and this thing said, let you know that its parents didn't know either. Right. What I thought was kind of interesting about that is that it had the knowledge to know that your parents wouldn't approve and her parents wouldn't approve. But you were trying to tell your parents about it, and they never did get to see it, but it knew that it probably wasn't cool for you all to be playing together.
Yeah, I'm still in my mind, not sure what I'm seeing, and yet I keep playing like I'm playing with other kids, but there are times when I'm looking, and I would see the feet, and I'd be like, the feet are not like my feet. Or I'd see the hands, and the fingers were long, and I'd be like, fingers in your hands are not like mine. I got little short fingers.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Was their thumb kind of like in a different position compared to like a human hand, like up a little further?
It did not curve in like you would see a monkey's or ape or like ours did.
Yeah.
I want to say it was more like a finger went straight up and curved down this way.
Okay. Yeah.
And so
yeah.
The reason why I say that is because I remember when she grabbed my super soaker and the sticks and whatnot, it was whole hand grab. It was not through the thumb. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She had the short hair, like I said, maybe it was an inch long, all over her body, but it was thinning out in here. Her skin around her face, there was almost like the Curious George mask outline. And it was not black, but I could go with the ashy gray type of look, maybe like an ape's face, maybe. I remember looking at the face, and it almost like it morphs in front of me, I feel like. Because sometimes I look, and it would be like it would be more ape-like or semi-human-like. And then it's like when she would notice me looking, it was all human looking. It was confusing, and it was very strange. She told me, she said, I'm going to be leaving and going a long ways and won't be back. Probably won't be back for a long time. May not see you again. And I remember being broken hearted. I started crying. I was like, no way. Like a best friend, Wow. So Excuse me.
My encounter happened July of 2011. Do not know the exact date. Me and my girlfriend at the time were coon hunting. We had a pretty high-powered little dog named Dixie. A real strong, gritty little dog, would challenge a bulldozer if you gave her a chance. We had hunted and made about 2 or 3 drops that night in the same place. She done all right. But the problem was my spotlight had ran out of battery. My big wheat light had run out of battery. So I was having to use a trail light. Little old keychain light, about yay by that, itty bitty little thing. And it just had just enough beam to put out to where you could, well, you wouldn't trip over your feet. As we're walking out, I get noticing my dog would take 2 or 3 steps, then look to the right, 2 or 3 steps, look to the right, 2 or 3, look to the right. This goes on for roughly 4 or 5 minutes. Always looking in the same place. Now we're hunting on a patch of woods next to a horse pasture. It had about 6 head of horses in it. We cut down a little old hill into this itty bitty little old holler. We're going to go up to the flat to get back into the horse pasture. As we're going down, I look up and the horses are up on the flat and they're all in a tight bunch. The whole herd's in a tight little bunch. Their ears are up. And they're looking. There, my dog keeps looking. Now my dog keeps looking this way, so I stop and I tell my girlfriend, hang on, babe, let's look at Dixie. She looks down, and by now Dixie's done turned completely sideways and is looking right at whatever she sees. She starts this low growl. I look and I see movement. Well, I think I see movement. My first thought is, okay, we'd see something in the wind of the coon, or we done flushed a deer, or something of that nature. So I stop and I'm watching her, and she's still looking. I'm trying to get eye shine on my key light. I can't pick up any eye shine. It don't go out far enough. So my thumb's getting tired, so I just let off the light. Then I see movement again. It kind of moved just a little bit by like this, and I saw a silhouette. I'm thinking, my first thought is we done walked up on a black bear or something of that nature. It's curious, it's standing up, it's looking around. My girlfriend says, I'm going to run now, okay? You don't run from a bear. So I got her by the back of the jacket. She was wearing a light jacket, like a windbreaker that day. I'm like, hang on, don't run. Now, I see it move again. This time it moves about 10 yards.
It's full moon.
It's a full moon. There's a slough right behind where it's all going on. It's got about that much water in it. That's just shining perfectly. It's almost like a perfect backlight. Now I see it move, and you can see a pair of shoulders, a pair of arms, and a very distinct head. Now as it moves, it takes out 2 or 3 of these little trees at a time. I'm going to say roughly tops of 8.5 to 9 foot tall, 3.5 foot to 4 foot across the shoulders. Very broad, very, very broad. From about the waist down was fuzzy. You could see movement, but it was fuzzy because the backlight was only from the top up. It would move about 10 yards, stop, look, 10 yards back, stop and look, go up the hill a little bit, look, come back down and look. Then it got behind this decent sized tree. You could see some of it on the other side, but you could see mainly the head poking around. Like here's the tree, you can see the head poking around looking at us. I look at Dixie, she's done. I'll reach down, and snap Dixie. Takes about 5 steps out and just locks. Snarling, growling, her hackles raised up above her teeth, hair on her back standing up. I go, ooh. I look over and the horses are all now looking directly at whatever it is. They're all in a tighter bunch, a little closer to the fence now. Snorting, pawing. It steps out completely, and I see again, it's standing roughly like this. Shoulders are broad, but they're still slightly sloped. Head, you can see, light through an arm every now and then. And it's just like this. I say, let's go and ease up toward them horses. If we get up to them horses, we might be alright. Now, I still got a death grip on my girlfriend's jacket. I'm walking like this. I'm calling the dog the entire time. Should be about here now. I'm going, come on, Dixie. Come on, girl. Come on, Dixie. She's not moving. She's locked. Oh, it gets to the point, I'm walking backwards and I got my girlfriend's jacket in this hand. I'm keeping an eye on it because as we're moving, it's moving. It's not paralleling us anymore, but it's moving with it. It's getting back behind us. Now as it's moving, the horses are moving with it, and the dog is moving with it. I keep watching my dog. She's still growling, locked up in the same place. We get up toward the fence after we go up this little bit of an incline. I look, and the horses are now looking directly at us. The dog is now looking directly away from us. I mean, it's done circled back to behind us. It's on the trail we was on.
Right.
Girlfriend gets over the fence. I get over the fence. The whole time I'm still calling the dog. She's not moving. We get up to this bunch of horses, and I look back toward the gap we just came out in. It was a full moon, as I said. Full foliage on all the trees. Once you got outside, it was like a silhouette. You could see the trees in front of you, but you could not see the trees inside. It was black, pitch black. I couldn't even see my dog. I was either walking around with a lot of white on her. We're trying to get out to the back of these horses. They're all still in a tight bunch looking. I said, let's go over to this main little trail here, and we'll walk back to the car. Because by now, the dog had done gone silent. And I'm thinking she's done bolted left or bolted right, so either meet us back at the car or meet us over at the house. I live not far from here. We get roughly halfway across the field. Horses have moved a little bit now. They've just kind of shifted over one direction. They're not turning. None of them are turning, mind you. They're moving. And they're locked up on this gap in the trees, this bigger gap in the trees. I turn around, I continue walking straight. I hear her running behind me. Not bipedal running, but running. I turn around, and my dog runs flat into me. Almost takes my legs out from under me.
Wow.
I stop and I look at her. Her eyes have done got that milk white coat over them. They're rolled back in her head, and she's shaking. And she's this fear drool, this looks like a waterfall that turned on in this dog's mouth. This pouring all over. I reach down, I grab her, and I snap her real quick. She's about to go somewhere else. She ran into us purely on accident. She didn't know us from Adam. While I have her clipped, she's pulling that way, trying to go. I look up, and these horses have now backed up a little bit. Still looking forward, but have backed up a little bit. So I believe this creature had either come up to the fence line or slightly over the fence line into the field, looking at us still. The whole time this is happening, I do not hear footsteps. The whole time it's happening to us in the woods, I do not hear footsteps. Now once these horses have come forward a bit, and we're in the field with the dog, I begin to hear footsteps. It's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4 as an animal running through the woods. It's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Then it picks up. It's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It picks up speed to it's a full run. I know the ground back here very well. I grew up back here. I've been in the woods more than I've been indoors. I can tell from the sound, it went down the trail, capped the hill, ran through the slough, it's called Shepherd Slough, hit the creek. Once it hit the creek, it goes about 15 steps in the water. The creek forks off. So I do not know if it ran back to the bigger slough or right up into the hills and hollers. The girl that was with me at the time is now my wife. The dog, I never could get her to hunt again. She was ruined from that day on. Now, as we're walking back, we'll get back to the car rather, she would never load up in a dog box. You'd have to physically pick this dog up and set her in the box and close the door. My girlfriend, who's now my wife, opens up the door, and the door of the little dog box, she goes flat in the back of it, and just gets this little ball in the corner and just hunkers and just still just shaking. It took 2 days for this dog to quit shaking entirely. So you look outside and you see her just still shaking.
Wow.
Like I said, we worked with this dog for another 2 years. This happened back in 2011. We never could get anything else out of her. She never would hunt again. I wound up giving her away here recently. That's
So ruined a good coon dog.
ruined a good coon dog. She was gritty, had natural talent. And after that, we never could get her back. She was too far gone.
11:30. I had dozed off in my recliner on the other side of this window, and I woke up with a chilling feeling like somebody was staring at me. And I looked at the TV, and then I looked at my blinds, and I saw a little bit of a movement, and I thought it was probably this tree. And then I looked again, and I saw two shiny, glowing eyes looking down at me from almost to the top of that window. And at that point, I jumped out of my recliner, turned the light off in the family room, and went to the far end of the couch and sat listening for noise. And about 10 minutes later, my dog started barking. And I went to the back door and saw she was at the fence, barking and growling. And I ran and grabbed a flashlight and went out on the sun porch, but I could not see what was out there, and she would not stop barking and growling, and she came up to me where I was and leaned against me like she was protecting me, and that spooked me, so I backed back in, locked the door, and ran upstairs to my bedroom, to the bathroom, where my window angled down where I could see with the flashlight.
Can you describe the eyes again?
Yes, they were kind of golden, ambery color, very shiny, and they were probably this far apart. And I have a security light over here, and normally it is so lit up on this side I can see, but I could not see the security light, and the thought went through my head, where is the security light? And that's why I thought at first maybe the tree was blowing, but there's not enough of it to block, as you can see, the light. And then that's when I saw kind of a waver, and then those eyes, and jumped up out of the chair.
Did you see a silhouette around the eyes?
I just saw, I didn't take time to look for the silhouette. I was up and out of that chair. After waiting about 10 minutes for Sammy to stop growling and barking, I got up and went to the back door, looked out, couldn't see anything. I ran to the front of the house, into a bedroom, grabbed a flashlight, came back out. I opened the door, and that's when Sammy left, came up, stood against me, and I still couldn't see, and when she was pushing me, I backed up, shut the door, locked it, and I ran upstairs and tried to shine a light out that window up there. That's my bathroom window. The light glared on the window, so I had to actually raise the window. And at that time, I was able to shine the light around, and I caught movement over by this bush over here, and there was something squatted down, and it was like it was trying to hide. It was sideways, and I could see its face, but it wasn't shaped like a human's face, and it was a lot fuller. And it was squatted down, and I yelled out the window that I have a gun, and I will use it if you try to come in my house. I've called the cops, and I heard it make some kind of noise, like either a grunt or a moan. I'm not good at mimicking noises. And it stayed there, and it was trying to look around at me without, it would kind of do this, and it stayed crouched down. Well, when it made that noise, I shut the window, dropped the blinds, and backed away, and I ran back down the steps trying to look out the door. And by the time I got to the door, Sammy had changed locations and gone to the other side of the fence and was barking and growling. And I did not open the door again at that time. I did go and turn on all my outside lights at that point, and I left them on all night.
So my name's Guy Coomer. Start out with that. This happened in Breathitt County in South Jackson, Railroad Street actually. That's where we lived at the time. It was probably 77, 78. We standing in the kitchen one evening. It was actually a fall evening. And we seen this big, huge black thing start walking past the window. So we looked at it looked at us. Of course, my mom and brother was with me. And then it turned around and walked up the hill a little bit. Then it turned back and glanced at us and then kept on going. So we told her family and friends that are close to us. And my aunt lived up the road from me. This is a story I'm going to tell what happened afterwards. She made fun of us, told us we was crazy. And that very night, something had big claw prints over top of her door, which was probably 8, 9 foot off the ground at that time. And then the very next night, our neighbors was making fun of us because they said with no such thing as Bigfoot. So they had rabbit cages with rabbits in them. So it got demolished, and they eat all the rabbits. Had a big bloodbath right there in the neighborhood, and that's about it.
Okay, the window.
Uh-huh.
How high do you estimate the Bigfoot was as it walked by?
Okay, so top of the window was about 1 foot from the top of the ceiling, so that's about 7 foot. Then we had about 2 foot off the ground. The house set about 2 foot off the ground also, so he was standing up level with the top of the window, so that put him 7.5 foot at least.
And was there light?
There was light in the kitchen. Of course, it was shining out the window. I guess that's why we seen him so plain. You could see his face, his eyes. His hair color was dark brown with some black in it. His eyes and mouth and nose was real distinct.
What did the eyes look like?
The eyes had a little, I wouldn't say yellow, but a little light yellow colors to his eyes. They was huge. He had a big nose and big mouth. And then the hair come around his, jagged around his face, then down to here probably.
And how long did it look at you guys?
As soon as it looked at us, it just a couple seconds, I guess, and then it turned around, walked up the hill, and like I said, it stopped and then glanced back at us, and then it disappeared into the wood line.
When you saw it walk up the hill, did you guys walk over to the window and watch it?
Actually, we was at the window when it come by. We was actually looking out the window while she was cooking, and we seen it come up the hill, and it walked right. I mean, it was probably 2 foot from us, from the outside in the window.
Oh, wow! I didn't realize.
It was close. Yes.
The nose. Can you describe more about the nose?
The nose was huge, and it had 2 big nostrils. Kind of put you in the mind of a gorilla nose, actually.
Yeah. And the skin on it. Could you tell anything about the skin on the face?
It was dark. The face was dark. Didn't see a lot of skin. It was mostly hair. Basically, his nose and eyes is about the only thing we could see really good. And his mouth. Of course, you could tell where his mouth line was, but as far as the skin, it was just a little bit.
And when he turned to walk up the hill behind your house, anything else you could remember when it walked away?
Just that, like I said, it stopped behind the house and glanced at us again, and then it disappeared into the woods.
So you had enough light from the window to see it walk away?
Yes.
Any other light outside?
Street light.
Street light?
Street light was right in front of our house.
Okay. So you got some look at it.
Yes.
Did you go outside to chase it?
Heck no. After we seen it, that was enough for us.
Yeah.
We started telling my father and my other sister about it. So.
Did they believe you?
They did. Honestly,
yeah. Did you guys go try to hunt it or anything like that?
No, we never did. That was it for us. After we seen it, that was it for us.
Did this whole thing scare you or traumatize you, or?
It's after the initial shock of seeing it, got scared then, kind of shaky, you know.
So after seeing it, it sank in. It sounded like.
Yep.
You realized what it was after.
We realized what it was, and we'd actually seen one.
Wow. And now this is many years later, right?
Yes.
So how old are you now?
I'm 60 now.
60. This is back when you were a teenager.
Probably 12, 13.
12, 13.
Mm-hmm.
So throughout your life, how many times do you think about this?
Every day.
Yeah.
I do, every day.
What do you think Bigfoot is?
A creature that nobody knows what it is.
Yeah. Do you think it's related to the paranormal, supernatural?
I don't think it's related to anything but its own self or own species. There ain't nothing else looks like it.
Thank you for watching. If these encounters sent a chill down your spine, make sure to subscribe and drop your thoughts in the comments below. As always, stay safe, stay aware, question everything, and remember, out there in those woods, something might be watching.